So today I'm going to go through what I think are the 3 most common mistakes that people make when they're setting up their Facebook ads, and the third one is the biggest. If you don't know who I am, my name's Steven. I've been doing ads for almost 7 years now, and I really sucked at them 7 years ago, even 4 years ago. And through a couple projects, I've worked with a couple clients now. I've figured out what I think works really well, and it's usually not what you think. So I'm going to go through. The first one is targeting. People overthink targeting. They want to go for certain keywords. They want to think of it like they do YouTube ads, which are very different. That's very ad group, very target based, because that shows up, that determines what videos you're going to show up on, is more important than YouTube trying to figure out who that person is. Facebook has tried to figure out who the people are and who to go in front of, not specifically just on what pages they're associated with. It's a little more technical. So the more room you give Facebook to work with, the better. Use advantage target placements to show where Facebook think it's going to be versus trying to control all that yourself. If you just go for the newsfeed option, you're going to have the most expensive ads. The second thing, in my opinion, it's very small, but it makes such a big difference because every time I have split test this, it's worked out great. And that's running lifetime ads, so you can only target people in the evenings. You will get better responses, you'll get higher quality leads, and you're getting less expensive impressions because every time someone shows, if I show someone your ad at noon, they might be on their lunch break, they might be at work. They're not going to sit down to watch a video to learn who you are and learn what it is you have to sell, but they will in the evening. And every time I've tried this, it's worked out better. The third thing is what I would call the value equation, and what many of you have probably heard as selling the drill versus selling a hole in the wall. And I actually hate that metaphor because no one wants a hole in the wall. They want something else that requires a hole in the wall. So what this looks like is the following. People think, I need it, hope I can see this. Drill. No, they don't need that. They need a hole in the wall. They need a hole. And that's actually wrong. Because what they really want is the reason why they want a hole in the wall. They want to hang a picture. Or art, or something. But it goes further than that. Why are they doing that? Because they hate their open, boring wall. Oh, they want their wall to look better. To look better. Alright, I know, my writing's terrible. The point is, when people make an ad, they're going off this basis. They're either selling the tool, or they're selling the immediate thing the tool gets them. And that's the wrong thing to be pointing from in a Facebook ad. In a Google ad, that's perfectly fine, because if, for example, someone's looking for a drill, and I sell drills, that makes perfect sense. But Facebook's different. So I'm going to use an example of a company I worked with last year who sells landscaping services. And I don't mean lawn care, weed whippers, mowers, no. They transform yards. They redo the lawn. They redo rock gardens, that type of thing. And I said, your ad is terrible. Because all they were doing is saying, hey, we have landscaping services. Which, by the way, if you're not in the landscaping space, like many of their potential customers wouldn't be, that could mean anything to them. It could mean, oh, this is someone who just mows lawn. That may not be what they need. So that's why this is the wrong thing to sell from. But if you come across a new feed and say, hey, we redo your yard, right? That's at least better language, because someone might see that and go, I want my yard redone. Okay. But they wouldn't have associated that with landscaping, even though you probably should. Doesn't matter. Your customer isn't always thinking exactly the way you need them to. And I think that's where people get themselves in trouble with this. But we can go better than redo your yard. Why does someone want to redo their yard? There's only 2 reasons. One, vanity. And this is just simply their yard's overrun with weeds. It's an old yard. Nothing's been done to it in a long time. Every time they walk home, they hate staring at it. That's a vanity reason. Or just discomfort. They don't like it. You can put discomfort on there. Discomfort is the reason for a lot of products, by the way. So discomfort, we can put that on there. The other reason, and this is where it gets more interesting, because when you change this, well, now you're competing with not just landscaping companies. You get to go after other people's markets as well. The other reason is maybe they want to increase property value. They're looking for ways to sell their home in 5 years and ask for more money. Well, that's a different reason. Because now if your ad goes from, hey, I'm Joe Schmo, I offer landscaping services in your city, cool, they might stop and watch that. Now if you go, hey, we redo yards in Houston or wherever, okay, that might get even more people. But now, if you go, hey, are you trying to sell your home in 5 years and you want to increase the property value as much as possible and get the best value for your dollar, we can redo your yard in these 3 ways. Whatever it is. Now you've painted a very clear value for a customer. Oh, I could do that. Maybe I should call these guys up and see what they can do for me. Now you at least have a consult and a value already in their head as to why on earth they should hire you. Because they've now attached this to money. Good reason. Or you run an ad like, are you sick of looking at your yard every time? And they hadn't even thought of it, but go, yeah, this is kind of terrible. Well, now you can show them, here's what we did for such and such property and this person, and then you can showcase examples. Well, now you're really painting the value. And this is where people screw this up when they make an ad, is they're trying to sell often from here. Sometimes they're selling from here, which is better. But this is the best place to be selling from. Again, so if you run a landscaping ad, you're not, I sell landscaping services, it's, hey, are you looking to increase the value of your property? Or are you sick of staring at your yard? Because if you make those kinds of ads, you're going to get very specific, and now you're going to go after people who would never even be Googling landscaping companies. Because if you're only going after this person, it's like a needle in a haystack to try to find these people, which is why, by the way, Google ads tend to be more expensive, because you're looking for the exact people who are already searching for this. By using Meta in the correct way, you now have the opportunity to go after people who were never looking at this, but now can see it as an option. And this is where you have to be a bit of a better salesperson if you're running that type of offer. And I'll give you an example. Some of the ads I've run to get more ad clients is, hey, I can help you with ads. Well, that's a terrible ad because, one, you get bombarded by everybody else making that same claim. It's my offer switched from, I can help you with ads, to, have you started a new business and you want your first customers? Far more specific and far more general, while spending as little money as possible, and you're too afraid to reach out to your friends and family. That's the offer I've switched to, because that makes way more sense and it's way more relatable and understandable. And some people were thinking, I don't want to spend money on ads. But now it's, if you're in that boat, I can convince you that ads are a better option than trying to do organic or a bunch of other reasons. And realistically, they all work. I have very specific reasons why I think mine is better. But now I can grab them in a different way than my competitors would. So, hope that was helpful. All 3 of those, to me, are the most common things that people screw up. And this is true for even if you're spending $10 or $20 a day, like most people I work with are, versus if you're spending $1,000 a day. I still think this is true. And I haven't seen any evidence that changes even at scale. The only difference is hopefully your tracking is better set up to do that. So, hope that was useful. Subscribe if you want more ad-based content. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, I do have a link to my group. It's called the Ad Castle. It's a platform on School. So you just sign up with the link below. If that interests you, hope to see you there. Thanks.